Okay, here we go. Welcome back to another episode of the Kinks and Beauty podcast. This is Brittney Okike, your host, with Jessica Houston. Hey, Jess, how you doing?
Hello. How's it going?
It's going. It's been a great week so far. What about you? Anything new in your neck of the woods?
Negative. I have fallen off of the workout train this week. And I don't know, my back, I feel old out here. My calf, my quads hurting.
Oh,
I think I pulled something in my quads. So
really?
I think I'm gonna take it easy. I want to grow my butt. I want a big booty.
Okay.
So that entails doing a lot of like RDLs, squats, good mornings. So I think when I went hard last week, I think I might have pulled something. So we're taking a rest this week, I think.
I too have been off the workout train. I think I told you guys this last week, but I've been battling something, some type of cold virus. It's been affecting my entire family. I have literally been at the pediatrician's office every week for the past 2 months, just battling different things. Yeah. Virus, pink eye, infections, everything. So my plan is to start back tomorrow because I think I'm finally over it. Although my eye was itching this morning. So I'm kind of, I was like, oh, hell no. You better stop that. Yeah.
Absolutely. No.
I'm so fucking over it. But
y'all need to just put a plastic bag around the entire house.
A bubble. I need to send my kids out in the world with a bubble around them because I don't know what the hell they're home, but it is wreaking havoc on us. But yeah, so I think I'll start back off tomorrow. I was doing great. I was on my 8th or 9th week straight on my tonal. I was feeling
5 days a week.
Not 5 days a week now, but it was between 3 and 5.
Okay.
So yeah, I was doing really good, but I'll start back tomorrow for sure. Let's get into our episode of the day. I'm really excited about this topic because I feel like I have two different perspectives, right? So we're talking salon etiquette, perspective as a client and also as a service provider, since we do have a beauty bar in our lovely Beauty Bee store. So, we have opened, our beauty bar has been open for almost 2 years now, right?
2 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 years and on Halloween.
Okay, yeah. We started during COVID, but then we had to pause for a bit and then reopen. So on and off for about 2 years now. It's been hugely successful. If you're in LA, please come visit us. We do hair braiding, waxing, facials, all that good stuff. The store is truly a one-stop shop. So I figured today we talk about some salon etiquette because there has been some issues in the past about just the way these services are being provided, expectations from customers, expectations from service providers. There's been a lot of talk in social media about salon etiquette. Oh my gosh, have you seen just this video went viral? I'm going to upload it to our Instagram. But this girl called the police, was it a hairstylist? I think she called the police on her client because the client refused to pay for her service because she did not get what she asked for. And the police absolutely showed up, but they didn't do anything. It was, oh my gosh, I have to send it to you. I saw it on, the Neighborhood Talk a few weeks ago. And they were pissed. They were about to fight.
You might as well go ahead and square up at that point because, girl.
What do you do?
Are you kidding me?
I can't. I have to go back and look at it. But I remember the girl definitely did not get what she asked for. And we're going to talk about this because it's like, at what point during the service do you speak up and say, hey, this isn't going in the direction I thought it would go? So you don't even have to get to that point where you're literally fighting because you feel like you shouldn't have to pay for a service. So let's talk about, before, during, and after your salon service. And this can be applied to hairstylist, getting your nails done. I know we talked about waxing a few weeks ago. I mean, really any type of service. I think we're going to primarily talk about like hair and even nails, because this can apply to a nail salon too. But let's just break it down into different sections. So when we're getting an appointment, the first thing we need to do is, one, look up a service provider if we do not already have one. Most of us have great hairstylists in our life. We have more than one, sometimes depending on what we need. I know I have a few people that braid my hair, specifically at the beauty bar in Beauty Bees. I also have a stylist who does my natural hair, especially when I want it like straight and silk press. Then you might have your stylist for your curly cuts or, you know, curly styles or whatever. So finding the right hairstylist is key to achieving the look you want. Research them. You can't do enough research. How do you find them? Okay, well, you can go on Instagram. I love searching hashtags. I'll do like LA braider, LA stylist, LA curly cuts or whatever. There's tons of resources. There's tons of people on Instagram, on social media that you can tap into to find the right hairstylist. Go on Yelp, do a Google search. You know, you might have a favorite celebrity that has, you know, some bomb hair. I know I did this a few months ago when I was thinking of getting locks. So I reached out to that specific loctician that did her hair for a consultation and all that. So first you want to make sure you find the right hairstylist. Also, a style in mind too, but sometimes that comes after you find the stylist. Sometimes the stylist might put you onto a new style that you want to try or whatever. But I mean, I think research is key. What do you say, Jess?
Definitely research. I like to ask people who do their hair. Like if I like to word of mouth, is because I'm literally looking at your walking work. So
Absolutely.
If one of the girls in the store or if a customer comes in and I like the way their hair looks, I'll just ask them who did your hair. Most of the time they'll have an Instagram. I can look at their work there, and then they'll have a booking site. So that's literally where I am. I'm going to get this mane straightened and trimmed in the next couple of weeks. And I'm like, I don't really know. I never thought that I would be the person who would be scared to straighten their hair and go to somebody completely new and different, because I've never gotten my hair straightened or anything besides my beautician in Louisiana. So I'm a little scared. I ain't gonna even
It's okay. But that's why you do the research, like you said, and finding so that lessens the anxiety.
Right. I really want to go to our friend, but she can't do hair right now. And that's where I want to go. But I know she's going to be like, not right now. But yeah, it's definitely doing research is probably the most important part of the whole process. Because if you go to someone and you don't trust that they can do what it is that you want to do, then you could potentially be screwed in the end. So definitely do your research, find as many pictures, as many reviews, as many client testimonials recommendations that you can find. Yes. Just to ensure that this is the person that you're going to entrust with your hair.
Absolutely. So we've done our research and we need to book an appointment. I can't stress this enough. The appointment, how do I say this? Do your research when you're booking your appointment. Are you getting your hair done for an event? Are you getting your hair done for a trip? Are you trying someone for the first time? There's all kinds of different factors you should consider when you are booking your appointment, especially your first appointment with a new hairstylist, service provider, whoever it may be. So for instance, like in Jessica's case, she's trying to find a new hairstylist to straighten her hair. Do we recommend Jessica going to this appointment the day before a big event? Absolutely not, because This is a new hairstylist. You want to take your time with, easing them in. And honestly, you need to feel confident before you're booking them for something big. So schedule your appointment when you don't have anything to do and nothing big coming up if it's your first time getting, with the service provider. If you have a trip coming up, I cannot stress this enough. Do not book your appointment the day of your trip. Y'all, we have so many issues with this.
The day before.
At the store. It's a mess. Like, things happen on your end and on the service provider's end that we cannot, we cannot anticipate. So if you have a big trip coming up, book your service 3 days before. Something like this happened to me over the summer. I was about to go to Europe, and I booked my flight was Thursday. I booked my hair to be braided on a Monday. So that Sunday night, my service provider called me and told me she could not do my hair the following day, Monday. Okay, I panicked. I was freaking out, yes, but I gave myself enough time to find another appointment before I left for my trip. I think Jessica, you actually helped me. I reached out to Jessica. She sent me someone else that could do it, and bam, got my hair done the day before my trip, and then left. Had this happen on a Wednesday, and she called me and told me that she couldn't do my hair, I wouldn't have enough time to find another appointment. So please book your hair appointments days before, especially a trip. An event, that's one thing. That if it's local, you want to make sure your hair is fresh. I get that. But before a trip, when if you don't have any other options, y'all, save yourself the headache. I'm sorry, but
please save yourself the headache. I know everybody wants to go. They want to get on the plane with the fresh, crisp braids or style or whatever. But girl, would you rather have fresh, crisp braids or no braids at all? And you out here looking crazy.
That part.
You out here looking crazy. And it's honestly, it's one more thing that you have to worry about on vacation that you thought that you weren't going to have to. So definitely, but I say book at least 3 days in advance. For your braids not going to turn. They're still going to be crisp in 4 days.
Trust me, they will still be crisp.
I promise, they'll still be crisp in 4 days. And the last day before traveling should be used to go get your last little trinkets or knickknacks or whatever the case may be. But being in a salon all day trying to get your hair done is not the move at all.
No.
What were you going to say, Britt?
No, I was going to say, I forgot what I was going to say. No, I was going to say have a plan B or C, right? So for instance, one thing that I said was it's hard to, if you have a big event, like you have a party to go to or whatever, and you want to get your hair done, that morning or that day before, I get it. And again, things happen. Sometimes the service provider, for whatever reason, may not be available at the last minute. Have a plan B. My plan B is, okay, if something doesn't go right, especially for an event, I have a go-to hairstyle that I can do at home. No problem. And I always, for me, it's a bun or it's a long pony, right? And it's a ponytail attachment. I think we've talked about this before, but have that ready just in case, because you never know what could happen. And so that will prevent you from being SOL and showing up to an event with your hair looking crazy. So just plan ahead. Make sure you're not booking at the last minute. If there's holiday season coming up, if we're going out of town, if we have a Christmas party to go to, we should be booking those hair appointments now. I know most salons do maybe 30 to 60 days out. So be booking those appointments now, so you're not scrambling 2 weeks before your event and you need a hair appointment and your stylist is all booked up. One of the things I'd like to talk about is our consultation process at the beauty bar. I think that's a really good process to implement with clients doing any type of style. So with our clients at the beauty bar, especially our hair braiding clients, they must schedule an appointment with our braider. It's a Zoom call. It takes less than 10, 15 minutes just to go over the desired style, go over pricing, go over maybe hair texture. And that's the time for the client to answer or ask any questions they may have, especially with braiding, because for a lot of people, it may be their first time. They don't get their hair braided a lot. They're not used to it. They don't know what to expect. So we try to set the expectations for our clients during that consultation process. And I really think it's something that a lot of hairstylists especially should implement. I know most hairstylists, when they're dealing with a client for the first time, that client is required to do a consultation process. You guys, please do not let that deter you from booking an appointment. These consultations are very, very, very important and very essential to making sure you both set the expectation. You both are aligned on what you want the desired style to be. So if you're a service provider listening to this, you're not doing consultations, please add consultations into your booking process. If you're a customer or a client booking an appointment with someone who does not have a consultation process, please request a consultation. Most of the time they're free. Like I said, they do not take long, but it is to help you so you guys can both have the desired result at the end of the day.
I would also, to add to that, I would also say, make sure that you go to the consultation, both the provider and the client, with some type of questions. Like if you have questions as a service provider that you know that you need to know before your client even comes to their appointment, definitely have those already written somewhere that you can make a mental note or whatever the case may be. And as a client, you need to know what the process is. Like when you get your hair braided with us at the beauty bar, you have to come to your appointment with your hair washed. I don't know a lot. I see a lot of things on social media these days with actual hairstylists telling clients to come to their appointment with their hair washed. Now, coming to get my hair straightened, you out your rabbit ass mind. This is what I'm paying you for. If I'm paying an asinine amount of money for you to do what? What are you doing?
And I've never getting your hair washed.
But that's crazy.
It's so like the way they do it is so essential to the end result.
Yes.
So I don't understand that at all.
It's very that I don't know. Sorry to the younger generation. I don't know if y'all just don't want to do the work you don't want to do that step, but you're messing up your money, because if a client comes to their appointment and their hair isn't washed properly or cleansed properly to where you can put the right products on their hair to style it or whatever, it's going to mess up the entire end result. So why would you want them to come? Girl, okay, they could come to their appointment with dry hair. They might have used Cantu at the house.
That part.
The hair dried, frizzy. And then you come into the appointment and now you're mad because you have to do more work, but you didn't set them up for success.
Exactly.
So,
you guys, please, I hope we're not. Yeah, let's not book with those hairstylists. I don't get it.
Please don't. Sorry.
Another important topic to mention is pricing. Make sure when you're booking the appointment, you are aware of the price. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ladies who haven't been to the salon in a while are getting sticker shock when they get to the checkout process and realize that yesterday's price is not today's price.
You listen.
I'm so for real when I say that, because it has happened to me. So
as a service provider, the price is the price. If you don't want to pay the price, don't book the appointment. Point blank in the period. Like, we went with inflation. We had to also go up on our prices. And I had a couple of my clients ask me, well, when did the price change? Girl, this has been here.
Right.
This has been, like, people were asking me why the price changed in September. This note has been here since July. So if you're not doing your due diligence and you just think, oh, I'm going there and no, yesterday's price is not today's price. Blame that on the government.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The prices are going up everywhere, you guys.
Everything is going up, and I'm sorry, but if you want a service provided for you, you have to then pay your service provider. It's yeah. So look at the price. Ask questions in the consultation about the price. If there's extra, if you have to pay extra for things, ask that in the consultation. And service providers shouldn't just add things onto the final price just because without telling the client. Always in the during the service, just let them know, hey, I'm gonna have to add this because of this. There should always be a reason why you're adding an additional price to a client for the work that you're ultimately going to have to do.
Yes, absolutely. The service providers need to be transparent at all times about the pricing. Okay, let's move to, we've booked our appointment. We understand the pricing. We've done the consultation. Now today is the day of our appointment. First things first, people, be on time. I can't stress that enough.
Ooh, child.
Be on time to your appointment. You guys, it's like a domino effect, right? If you're late, all the other appointments behind you will be affected most of the time. As service providers, we do try to build in time for late appointments, any type of issues that may occur, and try to have a buffer of 15 to 30 minutes between appointments, but things happen. So if you're late, especially if you're past that 10 to 15 mark, you are setting everyone else up behind you for failure. So please be on time. If you're not on time, please communicate that with your service provider. And if you're more than 30 minutes late and your service provider cancels your appointment, don't be mad.
You cannot be mad. You cannot be mad.
Take the L and go home.
Like, just sorry. And a lot of people, I think it's becoming more of a thing to ask for at least some type of deposit, $20, $25 or whatever, to have a card on file. Because at the end of the day, if you pay the deposit, one, you're not getting that back.
If you're late,
two,
yeah.
If you're late and I have to charge you a cancellation fee, I have to charge you a cancellation fee, because now I'm not getting any the price that I was supposed to for doing your actual service. If you haven't communicated that, most of the times I'm a little bit too understanding, but at this point, you playing with my time. As service providers, you can't get that time back. I could have had somebody else in your spot that would have been at their appointment on time and not push me back or made me have to call everyone else and be like, hey, I'm running behind. And you don't want to be like, I'm running behind because one of my clients didn't come. That's a shitty thing to put on someone. But if that's
it makes you look unprofessional as a service provider. That's all.
Yes. Yeah.
Be on time. Okay. This is controversial, Jess. So once the client is in the chair, again, whether they're getting their nails done, whether they're getting you can't really do this with brows or a lot of face stuff, but if they're getting their hair done, what's proper phone etiquette? Are we allowed to be on the phone? Are we, allowed to take calls, emails, texts? What are your thoughts?
I personally don't like it.
Really? Okay. I'd love to hear this.
I don't. It doesn't, like, I'm not gonna be like, get up, but it makes me uncomfortable because I'm unwillingly or involuntarily imposing myself on whatever your conversation is because it's being had in front of me. It's like, even in the nail salon, if you're talking on the phone, like, you're right next to somebody or you're right in front of somebody, you kicking and everybody in the salon can hear. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
If I'm getting a service done or if I'm providing a service, I just would rather not know your business. And sometimes we get in the Black community, when you go to the beauty shop, you already know there's going to be gossip. There's going to be girl talk all day. And it's like I feel like it's a thing to just talk loud and make everybody want to hear you. And then you get off the phone and be like, can you believe, girl, I didn't ask. Girl, I wasn't listening. Like, I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable, but what do you think?
Okay, so I'm not going to gossip on the phone at the in the chair, right? So like if my phone rings, depending on who it is, I'll answer it. But the first thing I'll say is, "Hey, I'm getting my hair done. Hey, I'm getting my nails done." So that person then understands that, one, I can't talk long, and if you're talking about some tea or some gossip, please know I cannot entertain that right now. Right. Sometimes I will take business calls, but they're not long at all. Again, like I said, depends on who I'm talking to, who's calling me, and who's around, right? So sometimes I like to, if there's no one around, I'll entertain it for over a minute. I will say, I'm not even going to lie, but, and then it just depends on the situation. 9 times out of 10, I'm not on the phone for more than 5 minutes when I'm getting a service done. Like, that is completely like a no-go for me.
Yeah.
I'll text, but you got to be careful with texting and emails, because these hairstylists and, people looking over your shoulder. So be careful with what you're texting, who you're talking about, things like that. That's something that definitely you need to keep in mind. I will bring my laptop most of the time. So especially if I'm getting my hair braided and I'm there a while, I'll bring my laptop, or I'll bring a book and I'll just do work. But I do enjoy when I go get my hair done. I get my hair done by my friend. I do enjoy that time, just me and her, chit chat and kiki and talking about life, our kids and things like that. So I kind of look forward to going to certain stylists for conversation. I'm typically not the one that enjoys conversation when I'm getting something done. I barely talk when I'm getting my nails done. I like to listen to podcasts when I get my nails done.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, so that's kind of one of those things. I do try to entertain myself, but I do think there is phone etiquette that needs to be discussed and needs to be put in place. Like, you don't need to be on the phone, like I said, your entire appointment. You don't need to be on speakerphone. I hate when people do that. I hate when people are on speakerphone in public. First of all, that is just so fucking annoying.
Speakerphone is so 10 years ago.
First of all, speakerphone is when I'm just getting out the shower, someone calls me and I'm putting my clothes on, trying to get dressed. Like, that's it, like in the bathroom by myself. That's what speakerphone is for.
I rarely use speakerphone now. And I don't know if it's because I have my AirPods or some type of headphones around me at all times, but speakerphone is so played out. I just
like, why are you walking through the mall with your speakerphone on?
Girl, oh my God.
Like, no one cares who the fuck you're talking to. Like,
I don't know them.
Girl, I was in this was like almost a year ago. I was at the nail shop and this girl was having an argument. No, she was telling her friend on speakerphone about the argument she had with her boyfriend. And he had like kicked her out the house and everything. And I'm just like,
I think I remember you telling.
I was so confused. I'm like, why is she telling the whole world her information? Girl, you look like a dummy.
Because she wanted somebody after she got off the phone to be like, oh my God, that is so crazy, girl.
No, everyone looked at her like she was a weirdo and she was fucking lame as fuck for doing that. Y'all, take your phone off speakerphone. No one wants to hear your conversation. I don't care if you're talking to fucking Beyonce. No one wants to hear it.
Please.
We don't care.
I might want to listen.
I don't want to, because you just doing that to throw it in my face. So now I don't care.
You are. Never mind. I recant that statement. Shit.
Okay. Eating in the salon.
Girl, I don't care. You want some? Like,
that's exactly like that's how I feel. So sometimes when I go, if I'm going to get my hair done, early. I'll bring Starbucks, and I always, text my hairstylist, hey, I'm at Starbucks. Do you want something? If I'm getting my hair braided, we're there for a long time. Hey, I'm ordering something. Do y'all want something? Sometimes we're getting services done in people's house. You need to ask, right? I got my hair braided in someone's house a while back, and she had kids. And so, but first of all, I brought food, but I brought enough for everyone. I didn't even ask. I just brought food. Before I opened it, I'm like, hey, is it okay? One. Two, I brought enough to share if you guys want any. I feel like just opening your mouth and asking is always, asking first is always the best bet, because some salons have different policies, and you just want to make sure it's okay before you just start digging into stuff.
Right. The days are gone of, I remember when we would be at the beauty shop for the entire
all day. All day.
I think that's why I am so detached from going to get my hair done, because as a kid, I remember Saturdays just going, our appointment would be at 8:00 in the morning, and we probably wouldn't leave until like 3. Mm-hmm. Granted, it was my godmother's school beauty shop or whatever, so you just want to hang with her all day. But as you get older, it's just like, damn, why am I here? But I remember my mama would come, like she would take us to the beauty shop with breakfast. Mm-hmm. And then in the days of like cell phones, we would be like, we not done yet and we still hungry. So she would have to come back, bring us food, and just wait until we're done. It's like, man, the days are gone where like some chips and a drink is all that I can, I need to just go ahead and get that meal. Do y'all want anything? Right. If not, well, sorry, but I'm not about to be here all day and not eat.
Yeah. So I think basically you guys just ask before you buy something or before you start eating. If it's like chips and a drink, I'm sure it's fine. Just be considerate and be respectful of people's home, salon, businesses, wherever you are. Another point of contention during salon visits are people bringing guests or kids. Oh my gosh. Like your boyfriend does not need to be at the salon waiting on you to finish getting your hair done.
He don't.
He can go somewhere.
It's creepy. It's creepy as fuck, actually.
It's giving like, controlling for me.
Like y'all can't be apart for however, a day,
a few hours.
Your hair braided. A few hours. I'll be back.
Yo, leave him
back. Give me 50 feet. Like, I can't
leave him home. Okay. Or have him drop you off and you call him whenever you're ready. Like, seriously, he doesn't need to be in the salon waiting on you. I'm a mom of 3. Please, please, please don't bring your kids. I mean, I know things happen. Maybe the baby is sick. You got to pick him up from school. You might need to cancel that appointment, because I just feel like, for me, it's, unless it's a salon that's kid friendly, find childcare for your kids. They don't need to be in the salon, all day, especially when you're getting braids. They don't need to be in the salon sitting, waiting on you all day. And salon talk is not for kids, and that also affects the other clients in the salon. Maybe they want to talk about certain things, but or even cuss or say explicit stuff, but don't feel comfortable doing that when kids are present. Please, just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a mom. I get it. Stuff happens. Emergencies happen. But try to plan it around your kid's schedule when you have childcare for your kids. And obviously, if your kids are in the salon getting a service done, that's absolutely okay. I'd also recommend staying with your kids, not just dropping them off, depending on if it's like your best friend who watches your kid, that's one thing. But if it's a salon that's busy, people are in and out, you might want to just stay and make sure your child's okay, giving them, food or whatever. Because sometimes as a service provider, we've had instances where parents drop their kids off and then something happens. Hey, the kid needs to go to use the bathroom. Mom's not there to take them. Kid has, all kinds of requests. Mom isn't there to answer them. So it kind of kind of leaves us in a really, sensitive situation dealing with kids and the parents aren't around. So if your kids are getting a service, please, parents, stick around. Another important topic during your salon visit is speaking up. Okay. If there's a point where you're feeling the style isn't going the way you want, speak now or forever hold your peace. Honestly, do not wait till the end. This is very important. I know when we're getting our hair braided, oftentimes the braider will do a braid or two and then ask the client, hey, is this what you're thinking? Is this the size you want? Do you like the color? Let's make sure we're doing that and being honest with our feedback, because whatever you agree to in the first 5-10 minutes is what the finished result will be. So don't act surprised when your 100th braid looks like your first braid. If it's inconsistent, that's one thing. But please make sure if you see something that you don't like, please speak up, talk about it with your stylist, and do not wait to the end, because you're wasting your time and your money.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you can't be mad if you didn't like it in the beginning and then you get to the end and you're like, I don't like this shit. Well, were you looking at it as the day went on, especially with braids? Because you're not, a lot of stylists like turn the chair so you can't see what they're doing, which I hate.
Right. I hate that too.
I hate that. I look over it and I'll be like,
and if you can ask, speak up,
like?
Hey, can I see what you have so far? Like, and honestly, most stylists do not mind, especially if they want to make the client happy. They shouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Anything else? I think we've covered the basics during the appointment. Let's talk about after. So our appointment is over. Our style is done. We're liking it. We're checking out. Tipping. Y'all, please tip your service provider. People assume that the service fee is going directly to the service provider, and that is not the case.
It is not
at all. There's things called overhead, cost of goods sold. That price, majority of that price, a lot of that price goes to the products that they've used in your head, goes into the actual salon and the maintenance of the salon. It goes
back into their business.
It goes back into their business. And so they're really counting on that tip from you. And that tip goes, 100% of that tip goes directly to the service provider. Depending on salons, I know some salons, share tips like with the receptionist or whatever, but most of that tip is going to go to the service provider. And you can always ask them. I do that sometimes too. I'm like, especially when I get my nails done, I'm like, is this going to go to you? Or, and depending on like their response, I might tip them more, I might tip them less, but make sure you tip your service provider. The standard is 15 to 20%. Again, it depends on the situation. Braids are expensive. I know that. So like 20% of $300 is an additional, $60. So you might want to say, you might want to do 15% if that's kind of out of your budget, but tip something. And like I said, 15 to 20% is a good standard.
I worked in the restaurant business and I work as a service provider, and they're kind of like what and what. When you bust your ass to give an amazing service to someone or to a table or whatever, only for them to basically just be like, oh, well, thanks. It's kind of like a slap in the face, because it's like, you never want to sell yourself short on your work, but it's like your work isn't appreciated at the end. It speaks more volumes than like just hit. And I didn't realize that. Like, I know I can't count anyone's pockets and I never will. But me knowing what I used to do as a client and not tip because I wasn't in a financial place to tip. But as long as you have it in your heart at some point to be like, you know what, I don't have it right now, but somewhere down the line, I'm going to make sure that I let them know that I appreciate everything. That goes a long way too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, I don't dislike money, but knowing that you appreciate what I do for you, it also goes a long way. So just a nice thank you, or I'll see you next time, or whatever the case may be. But if you just be like, nope, no tip, and you walk out, oh girl, I feel away. I literally feel like, damn, I just broke my back trying to get all your damn ingrown hairs out, and you just gonna be like, nope, signs. I see you at the next one, and then you're gonna keep it's low key a slap in the face. So
right,
just make sure if you're not in a place right now that you're able to tip, just try to do something else to show your appreciation for your service provider.
Agreed. And we can talk about that too. Like you said, I mean, writing them a review, telling them to their face, oh my gosh, this was amazing. Thank you so much. Word of mouth, telling friends about your service provider, recommending them, referrals, those can go a long way too. Like Jess said, if you don't have the means to tip. So just take that into account. And also, I mean, try to budget and book an appointment when you can afford all of the appointment, not just the service fee.
Because the tip is a part of the service.
Yeah.
That
you should be budgeting for all of it. Another thing you can do at checkout is book your next appointment. And that's I think it's very helpful to do something like that, because even for me, like when I'm getting my wax, I stopped. I wasn't doing it, but now I've started doing it, and it's just made my upkeep and maintenance a whole lot easier. Try to get a bikini wax every 5 weeks, because you forget, right? So if you're getting your braids, or if you know you're going to have braids all summer, book your next appointment after your first appointment. If you are someone who gets silk presses, every 2-3 weeks, have a standing appointment with your hairstylist. If you are, getting a curly cut every 4 weeks, have a standing appointment. Make that next appointment following your service, because when that time comes for your actual appointment, if it's a week out or 2 weeks out, that slot might be already booked up. So to avoid that, make sure you book your appointments well in advance. And you can do that by just booking an appointment while you're checking out with your current service provider.
Especially with waxing, like that's keeping a consistent, like Britt said, keeping a consistent schedule is super important for how your hair grows, the pain tolerance that you'll have, going up to your next appointment. So definitely rebooking is super important.
It helps a lot, y'all. Also, when you're checking out, again, just talked about this earlier, but also if you're not really feeling your hairstyle, it shouldn't have gotten to that point, because we should have been talking to our hairstylist as the appointment was progressing. But if you're not a fan of a certain way they cut your hair, or for a certain look or whatever, discuss it with your hairstylist right then and there. They might give you a discount. Hey, I apologize. I probably did fall short with, managing this expectation. So here's 10% off, or here's 15% off. That goes a long way to you as service providers, but also to the customer and client. I'm more willing to give the service provider another chance if they understand. They might not even understand where I'm coming from, but if they're showing that they're validating my feelings, I feel like that goes a long way. So communicate that with your service provider, and again, make sure you can fill that gap into why you didn't reach the desired style that you wanted to. Even when it comes to your nails, oh my gosh, there was this post on social, I forget when or where, but it was just talking about how many times you've paid for your nails even though you hate them. And I think secretly we've all done that. And I think it's something that we should stop doing.
I did it a few weeks ago. I hated them.
We got to stop doing that, y'all. Like, we need to communicate, you know, if it's one nail, hey, I don't like the way this nail is looking. Or if, you know, if you're doing a design, wait, I don't like the way that design is looking. Can we run it back? Let's, you know, discuss this or do something else. I mean, at the end of the day, it's our money that we're spending. And
correct.
We need to make sure we get what we paid for, and closed mouths don't get fed. So we need to communicate, especially with our nail techs, about how we want our nails to look.
Because that shape and that color is everything. And if I don't like the shape, then the color gonna automatically be wretched.
And you got to live with that for 2-3 weeks. You know, you got to look at that.
Right.
So it's important.
You know, it's gonna start.
Do not suffer in silence.
And then I need to go get my nails done now.
Me too. Okay, so that's a little rundown of our before, during, and after salon etiquette best practices. I'm going to end with some tips. So, Jess, I got a few tips that should help our listeners going forward on how to have a better salon experience. I'm going to say book the first appointment of the day. That is something that I do consistently, whether it's my nails, whether it's my hair, whatever. I try to book the first appointment of the day so I'm not there all day. I've gotten it out the way, especially with my hair. I hate waiting under the dryer. That is like a pet peeve of mine, and every stylist will put you under the dryer. So to avoid that, I try to book the first appointment of the day. I'm the first in, I'm the first out. That alleviates a lot of the waiting, a lot of the time wasted in the salon. And just when you're booking your appointment, ask your stylist, hey, you know, what's your first appointment of the day? Y'all, I am at the hair salon at 7 a.m. on Saturdays sometimes, just so I can be out by 10 and I have the rest of my day. But if I come in at 10, I'm probably not leaving till 1 or 2. That's a good chunk of your day. So to avoid that, try to book your first appointment. Try to book your appointment with your stylist first thing in the morning. Over communicate. Another tip. Make sure you cannot communicate enough with your service provider. Bring inspiration pictures. Send them inspiration pictures. Discuss the style. Confirm the price. Over communicate. Talk about your hair. Talk about your nails. Oh, my nails have been really thin the past couple of months. Let them know that, because this happened to me. I went into the nail salon a few weeks ago expecting a certain style. They couldn't do it because my nails were thin. Oh, how long have your nails been thin? Oh, they've been thin for a while. But had I told them this beforehand, had I consulted with them beforehand, they would have been able to tell me, hey, we can't do that style, or we can't do that shape. Did you know, like, almond shape is not the best if you have thin nails? They had to do square on me. I hated that. Yeah.
I mean, I can see this because they'll bend.
Yeah.
Right?
But I had no idea. So, okay, another tip. Build favor with your stylist. Why and how? This gets you the best appointments. This makes sure that they're doing the best work ever on you, right? Like you said, Jessica, you get pissed off sometimes when you are just breaking your back to make sure that this client is having the best experience ever, only for them to not tip you. Now, we should be saying this, but do you think you'll put that same energy into them the next time around?
No.
We're not going to tell the people. No. I'm going to mute your answer out so they don't know. How do you build favor with your stylist? Tip them well. You know, write reviews, post about them on social media, send them a card or a gift on their birthday, tag them. I mean, talk to them. Talk to them. Be interested in what's going on in their life, and ask them about it on on follow up appointments. It goes a long way.
It honestly makes the appointment. It does. It makes me remember my clients and like be excited. Like, oh, I'm about to kiki with blase, and I know it's gonna be a good time in here. She's gonna have a good time. I'm gonna have a good time. But if you just come in here and you just like, meh. And nothing is said, nothing is, and yeah, it's, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, these service providers, nail techs, hairstylists, estheticians, they're not robots, okay? They have feelings. They are people. They, as naturally as people, we want to be around people that we like. We want to be around people we enjoy. So, you know, those clients are probably going to have the better time slots in the appointments, going to, you know, maybe treated better, or you might be inclined to do certain freebies and extras for them just because of, you know, the way they treat you during and after their appointment. So build favor with your stylist. This will help get you a better, you know, salon experience. And that's all I got.
I have nothing else to add. From my fellow service providers, I think we touched everything that we all feel.
Yes. So let's take heed to this episode. Let's have better experiences in the salon. Let's show up on time. Let's praise our service providers. Let's tip our service providers. Let's get off speakerphones. Tell your boyfriend to stay at home. And yeah, I mean, I really hope this has helped. We've had some issues in the past, like I said earlier, at Beauty Bees. I think I'm going to write a blog about this too and push it out to the masses, because a lot of this is education too. For instance, a lot of people don't know that the service fee, 100% of the service fee doesn't go to the service provider, which is why tips are in place, just like at a restaurant. The food you pay, the amount of money you pay for your food doesn't go to the waiter who served you. So
if y'all out here thinking that y'all are,
some people don't know, Jess.
Delusional.
Some people do not know.
That is delusional.
We're just out here trying to help y'all, okay? We just want you living your best, looking your best, okay, and feeling your best. So that's all we have for today's episode. Thanks so much for listening to us, you guys. Make sure you follow us on all of our social. We are on IG as @KinksInBeauty. You can shop us at beautybees.com. Follow us at Beauty Bees Store on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Anything else you might want to add, Jess? Why are you looking at me like that?
I have nothing. I just drank some of the witch's brew and it's a little potent.
Ooh.
It got me. That's all we got this week, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
For listening. Bye.
Oh my God.
All right, that was cute. That was 52 minutes long too.
We be in here talking.
Mm-hmm. We 10 episodes. We've been doing this for 10 weeks straight.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I know. That's so good.
Oh shit.
All right, Jess. I will talk to you later. I'm gonna go to that thing tonight. I was supposed to go to this. So there's this restaurant. I think I was telling you guys about it. It's called Verse in Toluca Lake. It's right. It's kind of near you guys off of. It's not Cahuenga. What road is that? I forget. But Robin Thicke has a little. It's like a dinner show, and he's doing it on Thursdays. He did it last Thursday, this Thursday, and next Thursday. And I was trying to get tickets, but I didn't get tickets. So I'm gonna go to both of those events. The one tonight and then the one tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll go tomorrow.
All right.
So I'll see you then.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right. You too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Wait, I